Okay, thank you. Can we please just have a small analysis of the Nigerian game versus Zambia? So now let's go to the game. Let's see how Nigeria played versus Tanzania. As the Nigerian squad which played versus Tanzania, you can see now this is the Tanzanian squad, the Tanzanian lineup. That's the Tanzanian lineup. They were playing in a 4-3-3. They were playing in a 4-3-3. Also, the Super Eagles were playing in a 4-3-3. Also, the Super Eagles were playing in a 4-3-3. That's the goalkeeper. That's the back four. In the midfield trio and the front trio. That is it. 4-3-3. Osimhen is the top man. Lookman on the right. That's the Tanzanian formation on the pitch. It's also a 4-3-3 on the pitch. So now the game starts right away. When the game starts, the intention you could see the Nigerians, the Super Eagles, they want to play the ball to Osimhen and play on the second ball. Right from the start, right from the kickoff, they showed you what they want to do. They mean business. They want to attack. However, they were also vulnerable in some moments of the counter attack, but they did not care. They did not care. They kept on going forward. When they get the ball, they kept on breaking with quick counter attacks with speed, and then trying to play to Osimhen. Osimhen, he got a lot of chances. That's how they played. Even when they build up, they did a build up open play. You could see that the intention was still to play long to Osimhen or to the front trio, and then to break up quickly with quick counter attacks to attack. However, that's the reason why they could not this could not benefit them was because they were playing too much in a hurry. They could not pause, they could not slow down a bit. They just wanted to keep on playing towards him, and you could see now they lose the ball again. So that's what kept on happening. They wanted to play quick towards him, and they wanted to get a goal as quick as possible. They played aggressively with long balls, forward balls, playing positive football. However, that's what kept them making a lot of mistakes. That's why they could not score as early as they wanted because they were too much in a hurry. So they were rushing things. They were rushing. You could see now they are still rushing things. They get the ball, they could play quickly to Osimhen, and then they lose the ball. They yet again they get the ball, they want to play quickly to Osimhen or to the goals. And that's why they kept on making mistakes because they were rushing and they were also vulnerable on the counter attack. But they did not care. They did not care. You could see that I believe everybody where we are, you have a guy who is from Nigeria. You remember they believe that they are the best. They believe that they can do anything. They believe that they can go out and get what they want. Even in this game, you could see it was a game when they were playing with the attitude. They were with that attitude. They were playing with the mindset that we want it, we can do it, we can get it. We want to win this game. That's what they brought here. Even their coach here, you can see here what their coach is saying. He's saying, play forward, boys. Get forward. Play towards the goals. Push forward. Push up. You can see that's what he's saying there with his hands. That's what they kept on doing. That's what they kept on doing. They get the ball, they play quickly. Quickly. They spend the entire 45 minutes, first the 45 minutes doing this. You can see they just pause for a little while and then they want to get forward. Can see that they are like we want this. We can do it. We know we can do it. We know we can get it. That attitude let's remember the people who get what they want in this world are the people who have that mindset, the people who have that character, the people who believe, the people who believe that they can do it. That's what Nigerians brought into this game. They play the ball forward, they play on the second ball, and then they want to attack. They get the ball, they want to attack immediately as soon as they get the ball. You can see they want to go forward. They lose the ball, they get it again. They have a chance, but they lose the chance because everything is rushed. They get a corner, still they play with that attitude, with that mindset. We want the goal. Let's play quick, let's play forward. And then because of rushing, they could not pause and think a little bit and be creative. They just get the ball, even here in this clip that is playing right here, they get the ball, they play forward, and then they lose the ball. But they did not care. I remember when I was still a young boy, I once came across an article from the Chinese. Um, I read that sentence that I read in that small article that I got from the Chinese article has stuck with me since then. I think I was still in primary school. I read it. It read like this: "We don't care whether the world is accusing us of making phone calls. We don't care whether the world is accusing us of fabricating everything. We don't care. What we really concerned about is how much labor force is even more determined to fake even more. Because if you can fake it, then you can improve on it until it becomes yours." That's the mindset that the Nigerians here were bringing. We don't care. Even if we make a lot of mistakes, we don't care. We want to go with that intensity. That's what won them the game. And because they were playing so high, they were keeping that high line. They wanted to play. Even their coach, you could see there in the previous video, he said, "Play, push up." They were leaving behind this red line. They were leaving a huge space between their last line and the goalkeeper. And the Tanzanians were looking to get that space and have possible chances of scoring a goal. Like here in this clip, you can see they nearly scored from that space that the Nigerians were leaving when they were pushing up high. But still, they didn't care, the Nigerians. They had that mindset that I was talking about of an article I read when I was still a small boy about the Chinese who said, "We don't care. Even if the world can accuse us of faking a lot of things, we don't care. What we care about is how much labor force that is even more determined to fake even more. Because then, if we can fake a lot of things, then we will be able to improve on it until it becomes our attitude, until it becomes our character." Belief. They believed. Belief. Everything all starts with belief. They believed that they can do it. All we ever needed was belief. All the Nigerians, all the Super Eagles, they knew that all they ever need is belief, is to believe that they can do it. You can remember the social media. In social media, it was trending that they wanted to qualify. They wanted. You remember the previous months when they were fighting that the fighting for the points, fighting for everything is because they believed that they are the best. They believed that they can win. They believed that they deserve a chance to be there. Even in this game, that is the exact mindset that they came to this game. They believe that they are the best and that they can win. And you can see they kept on believing. They kept on believing. They kept on coming. They kept on creating chances. You can see now this is the Osimhen chance that they brought. However, he missed, but they didn't care. They kept on creating another chance, chance after chance, quality chance after quality chance. Even though they missed, but they still had belief. They didn't fight. They didn't switch off after they didn't. They were not turned off by missing the goals. They kept on fighting. They kept on creating chance after chance. That is the best attitude you could ever have for the winners. They created yet another chance. You can see they were creating chances, a lot of them, but they were not disappointed when the chances were not converted into goals. Kept bringing more chance after chance. Look at the attitude. Look at the spirit. Look at the intention. It's clear. We want to go to the goals. They lose the ball. They keep fighting for the ball again. They keep playing the long balls to Osimhen. They keep winning the second balls. Look at that pace of Osimhen right there. Look at his pace. Look at his intention. Look at the shot he's taking. He doesn't care. He just wants the ball at the back. Look, who is this guy who is winning in the red circle? He's a center back. I want you to look at this center back. He just wins the ball. He pushes. He goes forward. He runs forward. What is the mindset? What is the attitude? What is the objective? To get the goal, to get as close as possible to the goals. You can see when a shot is taken by Osimhen, look at him, the center back in the 18 yards with in a red circle. That's the attitude. And from that, they get the goal that they've been searching for the entire 35 minutes. They get it now. After a center back has shown his determination by pushing from his own 18 yards to the opponent 18 yards, they get what they have been wanting and looking for. They get what they've been searching for, the goal that they've been searching for. Even after getting the goal that they just scored here and got the first goal, they didn't stop. They didn't stop. They kept coming. They kept searching for more. They come again. It's after scoring a goal. They come yet again. Still look for Osimhen. You can see. However, they don't get the. Now here you can see the coach is telling them 2 minutes left. I wish you could see the intention, the determination after the coach is telling them that, the assistant coach is telling them that 2 minutes are left. I think they created 3 chances after this. After this, coach told them that there were 3 minutes. However, now they were a little bit more calm. You can see that maybe they had a goal, they had an objective of getting plus or minus 2 or 3 goals before time. Now you can see that they are a little bit calmed down because now it's 2 minutes left. You can see that they are a little bit more calmer now. They're trying to make things correct as possible. They try not to rush now. They try not to rush. That is the bicycle kick done by Osimhen. However, it was not a goal. This is the second half. Immediately in the second half, they get a goal. I want you to look at the run made by Osimhen. This run is the most beautiful run a striker could ever make. Osimhen is the man in front there trying to attack the goals. He's making a run in front of the. He's making a run. This is Osimhen. He's making a run in front of the defender. You can see he's making a run in front of the defender. However, when he sees that the defender is looking at him, he reverses his run and comes behind the defender. That is the best run a striker can make. You see, now he changes his direction. He comes behind the striker, behind the defender, and then he gets a goal. However, it was offside. But you can see the determination and you can see his cleverness of making. We call that, this is the example of the run that Osimhen has just made. It's called the peeling away from the defender. This is the run. The first run is made by the first arrow, it goes in front, and when the defender concentrates on the run that comes in front, then Osimhen changed the direction and went behind. This is the exact run that Osimhen made to score that goal that we just see. This is an example of it. However, now here, this is the goal that they considered. They lapsed concentration here. They lapsed concentration, and then a goal was scored. You can see now this is their last line, and the Tanzanians will react before them. Here they lapsed in concentration, and they were scored a goal because their last line did not react first. So this guy reacted first, and then he got a goal. But it was a call. It was a wake-up call for them, because after this goal, they switched on again and scored more and scored a goal, and they were switched on until the game ended. That's how they won the game. I think you can say now that the goal they considered was a blessing in disguise, because it made them to switch on, and then they scored, and then it gave them a call to keep on waking up until the entire game ended. That's how they won the game. They won this game with attitude. They won game with this with belief. They won this game with the character that they are having. They won this game with intensity. They came with intensity, with speed. Thank you.